Some games return like echoes, not with the fanfare, but with a quiet weight. Titan Quest II is one of those returns, a sequel almost 2 decades in the making. Not a reboot, not a remake, but a continuation. One that dares to revisit ancient Greece through the lens of an action RPG, in a time where the genre is already crowded with fast-click looters and high-octane power fantasy. But here's the question, can a slower, more considered ARPG still find its place? And more to the point, what does Titan Quest II actually want to be? Welcome back to LT Gaming, my name is Tom and today we're previewing Titan Quest II, the next chapter in a cult classic that blends real mythology with thoughtful character building and a slower, more tactical kind of combat. It's being developed by Grimlore Games, the studio behind a favourite of ours here, Spellforce 3, and is promising a handcrafted world, flexible class combos, and enemies that actually work together in combat. But let's start at the beginning here. Titan Quest II marks the return to the mythological realms of ancient Greece, offering a fresh take on the action RPG genre. This sequel seeks to blend classical myth with modern ARPG sensibilities. The narrative centres around Nemesis, the goddess of retribution, who has disrupted the threads of fate by casting the world into chaos. Players assume the role of a mortal hero, tasked with restoring balance by confronting Nemesis and her corrupted minions. Gameplay-wise, Titan Quest II retains the series' hallmark dual Masteries system, allowing for deep character customization. Players can essentially combine 2 distinct masteries, such as Earth and Storm, to create hybrid classes that suit preferred playstyle. This system encourages experimentation and offers a wide array of build possibilities. The game will emphasise handcrafted environments over procedural generation, promising a world filled with secrets, varied biomes, and from a sense of place. From serene coastal villages to treacherous mountain passes, each area will be designed to immerse the player in this mythological setting. Combat has also been refined to be more dynamic and responsive. Enemies will exhibit coordinated behaviours, forming factions that utilise contemporary abilities to challenge the player. This necessitates strategic thinking and adaptability in encounters. In the current landscape of action RPGs, Titan Quest II will hopefully distinguish itself by focusing on a handcrafted world and robust dual mastery system, offering an alternative to the procedural generation and seasonal content models prevalent in titles like Path of Exile and Diablo 4. This approach will cater to players seeking a more narrative-driven and exploration-focused experience. So overall, Titan Quest II is seeking to honour the legacy of its predecessor, while still introducing enhancements that will cater to both returning fans and newcomers to the genre. As I dived into Titan Quest II, the first thing that immediately stood out was the visual presentation. The environments exuded a handcrafted quality, which is something very special in this day and age. With each locale, from the sun-drenched coastal villages to the shadowy mountain passes, meticulously designed to immerse players in the mythological setting. The art direction is paying homage to the original, yet is introducing enhanced visual fidelity. The use of lighting and colour palettes really accentuated the atmosphere, creating a world that feels both familiar and refreshed. Character models and animations have seen notable improvements. Enemies exhibit distinct behaviours and visual cues, aiding in strategizing combat approaches. However, some of the animations retain a certain stiffness, a point that's been echoed in some community discussions. On the auditory front, the soundtrack is a harmonious blend of traditional Greek instruments and modern orchestral elements. I'm thinking this fusion will enhance the immersive experience and really ground players in the game's setting. I also noted the ambient sounds, from the rustling of leaves to the distant chants of villagers, further enriching the auditory landscape. Overall, I think Titan Quest II visual and audio design work are really synergizing in tandem to create a cohesive and engaging world that really makes me want to explore and lose myself in the mythological setting. One really intriguing aspect of Titan Quest II that's caught my attention is the enhanced enemy AI. Enemies now exhibit coordinated behaviours, forming factions to utilise their complementary abilities to challenge the player. This shift from isolated encounters to more strategic group dynamics will hopefully add a real layer of depth to combat, requiring players to adapt their tactics accordingly. The game's world design also stands out, with the environments being meticulously handcrafted and offering a variety of biomes to encourage exploration, but also the inclusion of vertical transversal mechanics such as scaling cliffs and navigating complex terrains will add a new dimension to the gameplay, making the world feel very expansive and interactive. The quest system has also been overhauled to promote exploration. Beyond the main storyline, players can engage in world quests to discover exploration events, untracked encounters that reward curiosity and attentiveness. This approach to quest design will hopefully foster a sense of discovery and personal agency as players uncover these hidden narratives and challenges throughout their journey. Overall, I think these enhancements to AI behavior and the world dynamics will contribute to an immersive and engaging experience in Titan Quest II. Now, Titan Quest II will build upon the dual mastery system introduced in the first game. This will allow players to combine distinct skill trees to create a unique class. This approach really offers a high degree of customization, and it does allow you a variety of playstyles. Each mastery will have a set of active and passive skills, which can be further modified to enhance their effects. For instance, the Earth Mastery will include an ability like Fissure, which can be augmented with modifiers such as Lava for additional fire damage, or additional fissures to increase the area of effect. So it does look like a refined combat experience for 2025 that will reward experimentation and strategic planning. A brief interlude from me to say, I hope you're enjoying this deep dive into Titan Quest II. If you are, and you feel we've earned it, consider subscribing to LT Gaming for more thoughtful previews and analyses of upcoming titles. Grimlore Games has been very transparent about the game's development, sharing insights through dev diaries and community updates. And for the most part, the community's response has been largely positive, with anticipation building for the release. I have seen some concerns raised about maybe the depth of customization and the game's ability to stand out in this crowded ARPG market that we see in 2025. However, the devs have actively engaged with the community, addressing feedback and implementing changes to the experience to hopefully have this collaborative approach which will foster a sense of trust and excitement amongst fans. Overall, this game is promising a rich and immersive experience that seeks to blend mythological authenticity with engaging gameplay mechanics. And I certainly applaud the dev team's commitment to quality and community engagement. I think this bodes well for success. As we near the launch of Titan Quest II, it's very evident to me that Grimlore Games is striving to honour the legacy of the original while still introducing modern enhancements. The community's feedback has been instrumental in this process, with over 92% of playtest participants rating their experiences positive or very positive. And the devs have been very transparent about areas that need refinement, such as combat fluidity or ability aiming, and they have been actively working to make sure that these improvements are based upon the player suggestions. The game's handcrafted world, enriched with these mythological elements, and the dual mastery system are offering a promising foundation for both newcomers and veterans of this genre. Now I turn the spotlight to you, LT Gamers. What are your thoughts on Titan Quest II's direction, and are there specific features or aspects that you're particularly excited or concerned about? Share your insights in the comments below. Your perspectives not only foster our community discussion, but also provide valuable feedback for devs as they continue to refine the game. I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into Titan Quest II. If you want to stay up to date on this game and other titles, consider subscribing and joining us. Until next time guys, take care and happy gaming.